We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah. And now we go our separate pathways. But yeah.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Trudy and I'm so glad you clicked on this video today. Today we're going to talk all about my Kindle. So this is my Kindle Paperwhite and I have all the stickers and a pop socket just like everyone else, and I also have a little lock screen that I made myself. So first I will introduce you to the specs of this Kindle, and then we are going to organize my Kindle a little bit because all the books in my library now are scattered. I have different kind of documents and books in this Kindle, so I want to organize it a bit so when I need to find books I can look for them easier in like folders. After we organize the Kindle library, we are going to talk about Kindle Unlimited. So Kindle Unlimited is a subscription where you get a library of books for a fixed amount of price, so you can read however many books you want. So I'm going to give you some recommendations on Kindle Unlimited, as well as my opinions on some of the books that I have read already. That's the plan, and you can grab a drink, grab a snack, and we will talk all about Kindle. Let me tell you the specs of my Kindle. My Kindle is the Kindle Paperwhite 11th generation. I believe I got this on February in 2022. So I've had this for a year and a half and I'm loving it. So I bought the 8GB version, which I think is more than enough because I already have more than 100 books in here and I have no problem with the memory. Also, it's not lagging or anything. It's very smooth. There's nothing wrong with it. So I believe 8GB is more than enough for me. If you have like 1,000 books, maybe you should get the 16GB one. That's the specs of my Kindle, and here when you first turn on your Kindle you will be on this home page. I usually just press here or go to my library here. So here are all the books that I have in my library. In my library, there are a lot of different types of files. So first, I have books that I bought on Amazon, which automatically sync and import into your library when you buy it on Amazon. Also, I have some arts that I got from NetGalley. They are also imported into my Kindle library. I have some of those in here, not a lot. And lastly, I have some documents that I import manually into my Kindle. For example, the lock screen that I made, so it'll also appear on my library. By the way, the lock screen that I made is inspired by a Instagram page. I think her username is called The Lit Homebody. She has all books and Kindle and lifestyle and all sorts of book related posts, so you can check her out. I'll put her link below, and that's where I learned how to make and import my own lock screen. Let's hop over to the organizing part. So let's get started. As you can see now, I have loads of books. I have books that I've read, I have new books, stuff like that. So first, I want to make folders. Create a collection. For example, I'll do arcs. And then I'll add all the arc that I have. So I'll save. Okay, so when you first go into the Kindle library, you won't see all the collections, but when you press here and you press collection, here are all the folders I made earlier. So what I have is lockscreen, NetGalley arcs, books I already read, free books I downloaded from Amazon, borrowed books from the library, and the uncollected ones are all of the books that I still haven't read, which I have a lot. I'm just gonna show you. So these are the lock screens. These are NetGalley books. I'm currently reading Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood and I'm loving it. So this will be very easy for me to find the books that I want. So that's how I organized all my books in my library. That's it for the organizing part, and we're going to hop over to the recommendations part. There are loads of books on Kindle Unlimited, but I would say maybe 70% of the books are romance books. So if you are not really into the romance genre, I would probably not get Kindle Unlimited. It might not be that worth it to you. But if you are into the romance genre, I would highly recommend Kindle Unlimited. I think I will use my iPad for this because I'll use the Kindle app on my iPad. So I'll give you recommendations of Kindle Unlimited books, but not all of the books I have read. So I'm just going to tell you what books are on Kindle Unlimited and books that are on the more popular side, because I haven't read all of them yet, so I don't know if it's good or not in my opinion, but I will let you know if I have read it and I love it or not. First, I'm going to introduce you to thrillers or mysteries. So the queen of thriller mystery on Kindle Unlimited is none other than Frida McFadden. So Frida McFadden has so many thrillers. I think most of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, and the most popular one is The Housemaid. I have read that and I liked it a lot. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars and I can't wait to read the second book. I still haven't read that book yet, but I will soon. She has more than 10 books, I believe, on Kindle Unlimited. The most popular ones are The Housemaid, The Housemaid's Secret, Never Lie, The Inmate, and The Locked Door. There are so many to choose from, and I believe most of her books are really good. From what I've heard, she is the top author that I would read if I have Kindle Unlimited. So then we're going to hop into the fantasy books. Recently, Carissa Broadbent is really popular. I still haven't read any of her books yet. So Carissa Broadbent writes The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I'm sure all of you have seen this book. It's been really popular recently. This series has 2 books and both of them are on Kindle Unlimited. It has really high rating. It's in the dark fantasy horror fiction category. I believe it's also a fantasy romance. Beside this series, she also has this series which is called the War of Lost Hearts series. The first book is Daughter of No Worlds. So there's another fantasy author. She's another popular author that has a popular series called the Entangled with Fae series. If you watch Sarah, she loved this book. I believe all of the books in this series is also on Kindle Unlimited. So as you can see, I have read Heart of the Raven Prince and I liked it. I just thought it was a little bit too long. It's a Cinderella retelling. I like the vibes. I really like kind of Disney-esque vibes. It was a really easy fantasy to get into. If you're a beginner fantasy reader like me, I would recommend you reading this series. These are all the fantasy author that I know. Next, we are going to dive into all the romance books. First, I'm going to talk about Lauren Asher. She is also a queen. She has the Dreamland Billionaire series, which is super popular, and also the Dirty Air series. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. I have read the first book in the Dreamland Billionaire series and I really liked it. Also Disney vibes. You kind of dive into like the marketing or behind the scenes of a theme park. So it's really interesting, but it also has a lot of spicy scenes. So if you're not into that, I wouldn't recommend, but yeah, it was a little bit too much for me. So I have yet to continue the series. We also have a few more authors in the sports romance section that are on Kindle Unlimited. First, there's the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. So if you are on Bookstagram, you would see this book all over Bookstagram. The first book in this series is called Mile High. So it's a hockey romance. I have not read this yet, so I don't know much about it. And the second book is called The Right Move. The second book is a basketball romance. So I'm also really excited to read this. I have heard so many good reviews on this series. And there will be a third book out soon in October this year. It's called Caught Up. Then I will talk about some small town romance. I have not read most of these, so there are Elsie Silver books. She's really popular recently, which is called the Chestnut Spring series. There are 5 books in this series, and Hopeless, the last book, will be released in October as well. So there are 4 books out currently: Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, and Reckless. So these are all cowboy, small town romance. They're all about different couples in each book. I still haven't read this, but as you know, heard a lot about this. Second author is Devoney Perry. Most of you know the Eden series. There are 6 books in this series: Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, Garnet Flats, Jasper Vale, and Crimson River. And then the 6th book is Stable Peak, which will come out in December. So I heard this is a small town romance, but also has some sort of mystery in the story. It's a really cool concept. So I am very excited to read this. The last small town romance books are Lucy Score books. So Things We Never Got Over is the first book in the Knock 'Em Out series. There will be 3 books in this series. The second book is Things We Hide from the Light. The third book is Things We Left Behind, which will be out on September 5th. I have not started this series yet because the books are like thick. I know many people love the first book and I really want to know what the hype is all about. That's all for the small town recommendations. And lastly, I'll just name some of the famous authors that have books on Kindle Unlimited. First, Anna Huang, which has 2 popular series on there. And then Monica Murphy, which has like a bully romance series. Also, Mia Sheridan has a few books on there. Colleen Hoover and Taylor Jenkins Reid also have a few books on Kindle Unlimited. There's the Mind series, which is by St. Abby. Her series is super popular at some point. It's about a serial killer and a FBI agent romance. I've read the first book. Yeah, it's really different. So this book also has some really bloody and gore scenes in it. So if you're not into that, don't read the series, but it's apparently really good. So I think I will continue the series at some point. So lastly, Harry Potter is all on Kindle Unlimited. So there are so many books on there, and I believe you can find a lot of other books that I still haven't mentioned. So I hope this video helped in some way or the other and kind of introduce you to the Kindle and Kindle Unlimited world. For me, I don't have a lot of space in my room, so I love my Kindle. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe, and also comment any other questions you have on my Kindle, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah.